Let's get back to our top story now, the offensive to retake Mosul from Daesh. I'm joined by Fanar Haddad. He's from the Middle East Institute at the National University of Singapore. Fanar, thank you very much for joining us today. Can you talk to us about the importance of Mosul to Daesh? Will indeed a successful operation there mean the end of the group in Iraq?
Well, firstly, there's scarcely any exaggerating the importance of Mosul, both to Daesh and to the Iraqi government, of course. It's not a coincidence that the so-called caliphate was only announced after Mosul was captured, because Mosul was the crowning jewel in the crown that they made for themselves in the summer of 2014 when they swept across much of northern and western Iraq. It's also in terms of just the precedent that was set. I mean, no jihadi group has captured an urban center of Mosul's size, nowhere near. So it was unprecedented at the time. And hence, it has massive symbolic value to the group, and it's one of the bedrocks of their claims to being a state and being a khilafah and what have you. So there's no exaggerating the importance of Mosul to Daesh. Now, will the fall of Daesh, or the conquest of, the conquest of Mosul by Iraqi forces, will that mean the end of Daesh? Absolutely not, I'm afraid. It might signal the beginning of the end of their proto-state. So the end of Daesh as a proto-state, yes, this could be one of the major sort of turning points in the end of that proto-state. However, it does not signal the end of Daesh as an insurgent group, as a terror organization, as an idea, or as an ideology.
All right, and now the Iraqi government is trying to make this operation about Iraqi troops liberating an Iraqi city and not the Shia militias, not the Kurdish Peshmerga fighters. Is it fair to say that who liberates the city is as important as freeing the people there?
Well, yes, but to be more precise, I mean, because it's not going to be one force, as you suggested, it's not going to be one force that liberates Mosul, nor is the fall of Mosul going to be a sort of how shall I put it, a sudden event whereby the city falls and all is well and Daesh disappears. I think Daesh will, first of all, continue to have some kind of an afterlife in Mosul and elsewhere in the form of guerrilla tactics, terror attacks, what have you. And so not just the political, but even the military contest of Mosul will extend beyond the immediate recapture of the city. Now, with so many agendas, conflicting agendas at play in Mosul, there is that worry about not so much who will free Mosul. We know who's going to recapture Mosul. It's the various forces that are now surrounding the city. But however, what sort of modus operandi are they going to come up with once they recapture the city? Who's going to actually govern the city on a day-to-day basis? How are Kurdish, Shia militias, the Iraqi army, the Iraqi state, Ankara, all kinds of ambitions and long-term plans being formulated here that do not sort of easily reconcile themselves to each other, which raises the question, will the Iraqis be able to impose a victor's peace on Mosul?
Indeed, a very complex and long battle, and the work starts once the city is liberated. Thank you very much for that, Fanar Haddad from the Middle East Institute at the National University of Singapore.